got some tickle bitties and you don't know how to swing? Well, I'm here to help you. Next, you want to tuck your right arm and lay your left arm on top of that mommy milker. Bombs away.
We did it. We're here again. Another day on time. How about that? Welcome in. We got some new faces here. Glad to have you in. Welcome back to Game On. This is your Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I'm your host, Will, and I'm here to bring you the latest and greatest going on in the sports world. This is the most professional, on-time, non-clickbait sports show on the internet, so glad to have you in. Here's what we got on the menu today. We're going to continue down our NFL. We can go down some college football, too. I got Phil Steele's magazine. We got Warren Sharp's stuff. We're going to take a look at the Kansas City Chiefs. We were talking yesterday more about how just difficult that schedule is for the Chiefs this year. Aging players, they've played the most games out of any team in the last 3 years because they've gone to the Super Bowl 3 straight years. And this is the first time that the NFL didn't really do them any favors. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive in to see what Warren Sharp's breakdown of the Chiefs is. It's going to be hard to say Chiefs with this damn tooth missing. If you're new, I don't normally have a missing front tooth. Okay. New change in my life. Getting an implant. So I talk with a lisp a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna dive in. I haven't really seen what Warren Sharp has predicted for this team, but history says it's gonna be a rough year for the Chiefs, and what the NFL did not do them any favor, which is crazy because you would think the NFL would do everything possible, like they have been for the last few years, to make it as easy as possible for the Chiefs. But maybe they're jumping off this Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce train. I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they know something we don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but we got to get into some other news. We got to recap. Baseball. Look at today's baseball games, of course, like we always do. Just run through the betting lines later. Hey, we got some good news from Frank the Tank. So I'm happy to talk about that here in a second. But first, let's say hello to everyone here in the chat. Make sure you smash the like button while you're here. Let Rumble know you're enjoying the show. What up, Badly Low Joe? First time checking out the channel, just popped up on my homepage. Well, welcome in, sir. Welcome in. Mr. Simmons, I'm in KC. Not true. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll get into it. Free Dove. Funny, you're just now seeing it's all rigged. They know at the beginning of the season who will win the Super Bowl. It's all a show, just like wrestling. I used to be on the side that believed it wasn't rigged. But the more and more crazy things that happen in all of sports lately, the more and more I'm thinking there's some funny business going on here. So I don't know. Martyr KM, what up? Martyr KM 13. Casey wasn't that good to begin with. They were handed those Super Bowls. I think they did. I think they earned one. Although that one where San Francisco slipped up. What are they doing? They just gave it away. But yeah. So, B McCormick's in the house. What up, buddy? Slept less than 2 hours last night. Hit the gym this morning. Atta baby. That's a good way to start the day. Oh man, supporting. That's not good. Found out you tore your meniscus. MRI tomorrow to confirm. Well, the good news about the meniscus is, one, it's easy to repair, but two, you might get lucky and just have to wear a brace for about 6 weeks, and it will heal on its own. But you can't really do much. I guess what I'm saying is the good news is the meniscus is an easy thing to repair. So at least it's not too terrible. That sucks, man. I don't buy the league is rigged to the point of predetermining Super Bowl winners. Every team would have to be in on it. Many mouths have to remain silent. And where's the scripts? Yeah, I don't think it's like that rigged. like to where they're like, oh yeah, we for sure want this. I do think there's some questionable, like the NBA, for example. Obviously, you can't fully rig a game there, but you can put out certain reffing crews that you know is going to favor one side or the other just based off of how they ref a game. You know what I mean? I think the league nudges things in certain directions that they want, but many people believe it's just all rigged, top to bottom. What, Jamie? Indians finally bounced back. It's about time. Got them at 39 cents yesterday. There you go. Yes, that's right. Not exactly rigged, but they tipped the scales. What up, Patriot? How we doing? What happened to DeGrom Day yesterday, Patriot? Patriot, I think what we need to do is also bet DeGrom strikeouts under parlayed with game total over, just the inverse. Because that's exactly what happened yesterday. Raiders all the way this year. You'll see the Raiders, man. Talk about league not liking a team. The Raiders have the worst rest disadvantage. And any team, what is it, minus 19 games or something like that we looked at yesterday? Why they got to pick on the Raiders like that? There's 3 times the Raiders play next year where their opponent has 7 more days rest than them. 3 times their opponent has 7 more days rest than them. That means they're playing teams coming off byes when they're not coming off byes. I think Kansas City's being rigged. Look at the Dallas Cowboys. What up, Ledge Master? Well, I feel like there's some stuff with Jerry behind the scenes of why the Cowboys have been so bad. Like the league probably wants to make the Cowboys and at least put them in the Super Bowl, but they're just like, we can't do it, Jerry. We can't do this with Jerry. We can't. This guy just ruins everything. Lions are king. The Lions have the they have the third toughest schedule, but they have the most rest advantage. Check this out. We were looking at this yesterday. Where are we at? Oh, here we go. Nice little chart for you guys. Detroit has a plus 13 net rest edge next season. They only play 1 game where their opponent has more rest than them. They play, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 8 games where they have more rest than their opponents. Meanwhile, like we were talking about the Raiders down here, minus 19. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not the Raiders. Sorry, the Raiders only have 1 game where a team has 7 days rest edge against them. It's the Saints. The Saints play 3 games. God, the Commanders play 2. How about that? Ledgemaster says it was a catch. I think it was a catch. I agree with you. Supporting says went 5 of 6 in MLB yesterday. Well, good job, sir. Damn Fish won and messed up the parlay. Oh man, yeah, dude, I hate the Fish. You can never count on them when you need them to lose or when you need them to win. Oh my gosh, Irish whips and arm drags for the 199. Thank you, sir. Thank you. He says, good morning. WWE is real. Well, you know what? With that super chat, I'll agree with you there. Absolutely. Glad to have you in. Okay. But the Saints have the second easiest schedule. I guess it's balanced. Yeah, because like Detroit has the 3rd hardest. But I tell you what, I'd rather have the rest advantage than the easy schedule. Because you got to remember, schedule goes based off of strength of schedule with what they look at what happened the year before. Doesn't necessarily mean that like those teams are going to be, we can't predict those teams being as good or as bad as this year as they were last year. So your strength of schedule will change throughout the season, whereas your rest doesn't change. I'd rather be the Lions, man. I was looking at fading the Lions this year just because I thought, and I still think they are, not that they're not going to be good, but I think they're becoming a public team, and they're going to be overpriced in the betting market, so we could probably get some good lines. But seeing this rest edge, 8 games where they have a rest edge. That's huge. What's up? Team Trump MAGA says, "See, Indians, I called it. Can the Browns get a Super Bowl toss their way?" Oh, I wonder if even like Mahomes or which quarterback could go to Cleveland and win them a Super Bowl? I don't know if there is one. Good morning, Leslie. How we doing? What is the over-under on the Saints this year? I believe it's at 5.5. It opened up at like 6 or 6.5. I believe it's at 5.5 now. And I mean, when you look at this down here, I mean, they only have 4 games with rest disadvantage, but still 3 of those 4, their opponents had 7 more days rest than them. Not great, you know? Not great. But here we are. Here we are. What up, Mont? Mont's in the house. How we doing? Let's run through some news, and then we'll get through baseball, and then I want to go into the Chiefs stuff that we have up with Warren Sharp. But I got some good news for you guys. Listen, I know I pull up Frank the Tank a lot. This one's not a rant. All right? This one's cool. Watch this. My man is under 300 pounds. Let's freaking go, Frank. Let's go. This guy was like 4 years ago. This guy was 560 pounds, and he just broke under 300. Good work, Frank. Now fix your toenails. Those are disgusting. But he's pumped. Let's see. He's pumped. Dude, videos on Twitter they suck, dude. They always freeze up. I don't want to say X, videos on X, because it doesn't sound right. Let's go, Frank. Let's go, Frank.
Let's break the fucking internet.
Let's break the fucking internet. That's right.
Let's break the fucking internet.
Congrats to Frank, man. Congrats to Frank. Depends on when in the season those games are. Probably isn't as impactful. I mean, if it's towards the end of the season, any one of those is not great. But I mean, we can take a look at that too. So congratulations to him. This is funny. Conor McGregor just lets this dude into it.
Let me in there with.
I gotta turn off the sound there, but Conor McGregor just lets this guy come into. He's supposedly running for president, so I guess he's just gonna go around and let people come in and take a picture with him in his Rolls Royce. All right. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. This is interesting. I like looking at these, and I like books like Bet Online here that post these, so we know what the public's betting on, or what the pros are betting on, and what the books need. I like to understand what the sports books need to happen, because they're making those wagers for a reason. BMAX says Frank cooking videos have been great lately. Yeah, Frank stuff's pretty good. So here are their liabilities. NFL teams to make the playoffs. Liabilities. They've got the New York Giants at plus 650. And he puts low. So they're confident that the Giants aren't going to make the playoffs. The Jets at plus 425. They're confident the Jets aren't going to make the playoffs. Then they got Minnesota, yes, at minus 110, which is kind of wild. I can't believe the odds are only minus 110 on Minnesota to make the playoffs. Team had 14 wins last year. Just goes to show. NFL. It's a new year, baby. It's a new year. Who cares what you did last year? It's a new year. Seattle. So they're confident Seattle's not going to make it. They're plus 160. And then Green Bay minus 130. So those are their biggest liabilities. Interesting. Some people are betting New Orleans no at minus 1,000. That is wild. Shout out to Patriot. Thanks for reposting the video. If you're watching over on Rumble, make sure you hit the repost button. Really appreciate it. This should be a good one. Shout out to Eric John Pizza Artist. Gonna have Pudge on. Can't wait. Can't wait. The Orlando Magic and their star Paolo Banchero has agreed to a 5-year maximum rookie contract extension that could reach $287 million. That is crazy. You're coming off your rookie deal, and they're going to hand you $287 million. Damn. Oh, I see the mommy milkers drop.
You got some tickle bitties and you don't know how to swing? Well, I'm here to help you. Next, you want to tuck your right arm and lay your left arm on top of that mommy milker. Bombs away.
Good morning, Grass Guy. How we doing? So, yeah, he got paid. Good for him. Devin Booker got paid too. He got a 2-year, $150 million extension. That's $75 million a year. That's insane. He's going to make $321 million over the next 5 seasons. What are we doing? And he's just happy being on a terrible team. He doesn't care. He's like, just give me my money. I kind of respect it a little bit. I'm just going to hook up threes and cash checks. I'd do the same. Say, screw it. Pay me. Let's look at what happened in baseball yesterday. And then we'll take a look at the betting lines today as well. It sounds like you guys had a good day in there. Hitting 5 of 6. Patriot did not have a good day because DeGrom is a bum. But the Tigers beat the Rays 5-1. Red Sox defeat the Rockies 9-3. Marlins, the Fish, which ruined your parlay, man. That sucks. 5-1 victory over the Reds. I can't believe you trust the Reds, though. I mean, what are we doing? Brewers, 9-1 victory over the Dodgers. Royals, 9-3 victory over the Pirates. Blue Jays, 8-4 win over the White Sox. The Blue Jays are on a roll right now. The Indians beat the Astros 7-5. How about that? They finally snapped their 10-game losing streak. Angels defeat Patriots Rangers 6-5. DeGrom with only 5 strikeouts does not get it done, and the game goes over. But hey, the Rangers actually put up runs. How about that? Diamondbacks 6-3 victory over the Padres, and the Giants 3-1 victory over the Phillies. There you go. What do we got going today, huh? We got the Mets and the Orioles. Mets minus 135 road favorites. Orioles plus 115 home dog. Sharp money on the Orioles. Big money back in the Mets. So 95% of the money is on the Mets. Woo, okay. Rays, Tigers. Tigers minus 125 road favorites. Rays plus 105. Home favorites. Rays plus 105 road dog. Sharp money, big money, Action Network expert. All 3 signals lining up on the Rays today. But 54% of the overall money is on the Tigers. Mariners, Yankees. Yankees minus 115 home favorites. Even money dogs for the Mariners. Sharp money. And Action Network expert back in Seattle. 75% of the money is on the Yankees, though. Rockies, Red Sox. Red Sox minus 235 home favorites. Rockies plus 205. 96% of the money is back in Boston. Marlins, Reds. Reds minus 125 home favorites. Marlins plus 110 on the comeback. Sharp money on the Marlin. On the fish again. But 65% of the money is on Cincinnati. Dodgers, Brewers. Dodgers minus 125. Road favorites. Brewers plus 105 on the comeback. Sharp money there on the Dodgers. Big money back in the Brewers. But 54% of the money on LA. Pirates, Royals. Royals minus 140 home favorites. Pirates plus 120 road dogs. Sharp money on the Royals. 90% of the overall money is on Kansas City. Wow. Cubs, Twins. Cubs minus 145 road favorites. Twinkies plus 122 home dogs. Sharp money Action Network expert likes the Twins. Big money back in the Cubs, though, with 85% of the bets and 96% of the money on Chicago. What could go wrong there? Blue Jays, White Sox. Blue Jays minus 185 road favorites. White Sox plus 158. Sharp money, big money back in the Blue Jays with 98% of the money on Toronto. Nationals and Cardinals. Cardinals minus 190 home favorites. Nationals plus 162. Sharp money on the Cardinals. 87% of the overall money is on St. Louis. We like the Cards today, Mont. It's a big number, minus 190. We like the Cards today. The Indians and the Astros. Astros minus 210. Indians plus 175. 95% of the money is on Houston. Rangers, Angels. Rangers minus 118. Road favorites. Even money for the Angels. Sharp money on them. Big money back in the Rangers, though, with 80% of the overall money on Texas. Diamondbacks, Padres. Padres minus 120 home favorites. Diamondbacks plus 115 road dog. Sharp money on the Padres. Big money back in the Diamondbacks, though. But 58% of the overall money is on San Diego. Phillies, Giants. Giants minus 150 home favorites against the Phillies plus 130. Sharp money, big money back in the Phillies. Look at that differential, though. 32% of the bets, 66% of the money. That's a lot of big money bets there back in the Phillies today. Okay. And your night game is Braves and the A's. A's minus 105. Slight dog. Braves minus 115. How terrible are the Braves if you're barely a favorite against the A's? Sharp money on the Braves. 57% of the money overall is on Atlanta. My Julie Green podcast has been hijacked by the NFL. Well, welcome in, Sid Simon. Welcome in. Yeah, we got a little NFL talk coming up. How about that? Okay. So I know we've already gone over their schedule, but let's see. Chiefs. Move them over here. Let's go see what page the Chiefs are on. I haven't actually looked at what is this? Oh, that's draft class. Don't care about draft class. I haven't actually looked yet at the what one of these breakdowns of the teams are. Let's see. 314. Oh, baby. Whoo. This looks interesting. Look at all this. This is a nice chart. So it's 2025 forecast. Will says he's going to get a Tom Brady tramp stamp for the NFL season. I don't think my wife would like that. But maybe. Let's see. So their projected wins, 11.5 wins, and to win their division. Last year they were 15-2. Somehow, some way they were 15-2. That's still wild to me. Remember all those one-score games they won last year? Miracle games. That one against Cincinnati. That crazy catch. Then they were 11-6 and 14-3 the year before. Their schedule ranks about dead even compared to easy and hard. Let's see. So here's their rest edges that they have. They have a -1 here against the Eagles, +1 on the Ravens. I like to look at the schedule like this. We went through it yesterday, but like you can see right here. Is this one on the forehead? So they open up the season against the Chargers Friday in Brazil. Then they got to come home and play the Eagles. Then they get to go up to New York, and that's a Sunday night football game. Then they're home against the Ravens, another primetime game. I mean, it's not a standalone game, but I mean it's going to be the afternoon primetime game. Then they play Monday Night Football against the Jags. Then they play Sunday Night Football again against the Lions. A divisional game against the Raiders. Then they have to go and play Monday Night Football against the Commanders. Then they got to go on the road to Buffalo, play a primetime afternoon game there. Then they have to, the following week, travel all the way up to Denver, play a game there. And mind you, after they play the Broncos, then they play the Colts, and the Colts have a 7-day rest advantage against them. And after they play the Colts, 4 days later, they got to turn around and play on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys, primetime game. So only 4 days rest there. Then the following week, they get to play on Sunday Night Football again, playing against the Texans. Then they're playing the Chargers. Then they're at the Titans. And then look at this. After at the Titans, once again, only another 4-day rest, and they got to play on Christmas against the Broncos, and then they finish with the Raiders. That is an insane schedule. Insane. Oh, insane. Look at that. They got primetime game, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, and the Thanksgiving and Christmas games. Half their games are on a standalone spot, whether it's Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, the Brazil game, or a standalone Thanksgiving Christmas game. That is wild. Let's see what he says. Looking back on the 15-2 Kansas City Chiefs, it's far too simple to say their season was a failure because they lost the Super Bowl. Their goals were not the goals of normal players or normal coaches. They had previously climbed to the mountain and reached the summit 3 times. Winning isn't foreign, it was familiar. But in 2024, they were looking to do what no team had ever done in the long history of the NFL, and that was to win the Super Bowl 3 straight times. They did not. While they failed to ultimately were disappointed, almost anyone looking back on the Chiefs here in the summer of 2025 would think positively of their season and their future prospects. This team won 15 games, the most of franchise history. Hell, they went 15-1 during the season before resting starters in Week 18 and enjoying a bye that comes with having the best record in the conference. They have the NFL's best quarterback, and they're arguably the NFL's best coach. Yes, a loss in the final game, but still a great season, and there's no reason to think they won't pick up right where they left off, right? I think he's setting something up. Can't we wait for August for football? Crass guy, what? You want me to talk? You don't want me to talk NBA anymore. Now you don't want me to talk football. What am I supposed to talk about? WNBA? Caitlin Clark? Angel Reese? Fire that one up? So it seems like he's setting something here. Key players they lost. Joe Thuney, their left guard, lost him to the Bears. That is a big deal. Let's see. Tershawn Wharton to the Panthers. Justin Reed, DJ Humphries, DeAndre Hopkins, he gone. Carson Wentz. Oh God, how are they ever going to recover off of that? Samaje Perine, McCole Hardman. McCole Hardman's gone. I didn't realize that. He's at the Packers. Wow. Key free agents and trades they added my boy Gardner Minshew. What up? They added Bailey Zappi too. I didn't know that. I know it was Zappy hour. They got Jalen Moore, a left tackle. They got Kristen Fulton, a cornerback. Elijah Mitchell, running back. Jerry Tillery, and Mike Edwards. In the draft, the Chiefs draft Josh Simons from Ohio State, offensive tackle. Second round, they had one pick in the second round. Defensive tackle Omar Norman Lott from Tennessee. Then the third round, they had 2 picks. Defensive end Ashton Gillett from Louisville. And cornerback Noel Williams from California. Then wide receiver Jalen Royals out of Utah State. Linebacker Jeffrey Bassa out of Oregon. And running back Brashard Smith out of SMU. You probably know that guy, Patriot. Probably watched him run a little bit. Pro Bass Tour would be acceptable. Okay. I got to brush up on my Pro Bass Tour, so. Well, that's cool. He breaks it down here, too. How much they spend on offense, how much they spend on defense, so they clearly spend more on offense. But then they break it down by position. Look at that. They're spending $31.17 million on Patrick Mahomes, which ranks 15th. You get one of, if not the best quarterback, although statistically hasn't played like it, but let's just say one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And it's only going to count $31 million towards your cap, which ranks 15th amongst other teams. That's how you keep winning. That's how you keep winning. They don't pay anything for running backs. Maybe that's why they drafted a guy too. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Now we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this. Oh, baby. Well, what if I told you that the 2024 season shouldn't have been a surprise at all? Last summer, in these very pages, after analyzing the 2023 Chiefs, I wrote, do you really think Patrick Mahomes and your team will, in 2024, rank below average in early down offense and will score the number 27 most points on early downs, ranked 32 in air yards per attempt, on average only 5.2 yards, the lowest for any team since 2006. Go 2-4 when their opponent has a lead of over 7 points at any time because they're incapable of overcoming deficits, unlike prior years. Score the 5th fewest second half points of any team. Ranked dead last in EPA on first down passes in fourth quarter. Because I don't, and they no longer have ridiculous rest working against them, and the schedule is more than manageable. They're very likely to be in the AFC Championship game for a 7th straight year and potentially win their 3rd straight Super Bowl. Huh. Well, I think he got some of that wrong, even though he ultimately ended up being right. Isn't that nice? It's like when you place a bet and you win your bet, but your handicap was completely wrong. But you still got, the outcome was still right. Oh. Let's discuss these results one by one. Did the Chiefs rank below average in early down offense and score the number 27 most points on early downs? No. At least not when you exclude Week 18's 38-0 loss in a game they didn't care about. The Chiefs ranked an above average number 14 in points scored on early downs in 2024. Did the Chiefs rank 32 in air yards per attempt? No, but they still weren't great. We'll discuss later. Still, they were up to 6.3 air yards, a full 1.1 air yards better than 2023. Did the Chiefs go 2-4 when their opponents had a lead of over 7 points at any point? No, the Chiefs were remarkable 6-1 when their opponents had a lead of at least 7 points. Yeah, dude, that last year, the Chiefs, that was crazy. Everyone had their conspiracy caps on. I even was joining everyone on that one. Some of those calls were ridiculous. Did the Chiefs score the 5th fewest second half points of any team? No, they scored 168 second half points, tied 18th. Okay. Ooh, I love these charts. Shows you where they rank offensively and defensively in their metrics. Explosive pass offense. They're not good. They're not a good explosive run offense. Not good. Not good. Huh. By the way, this is Warren Sharp's book that you can go get, and I encourage you guys to go get it now. We're going to be covering some of this stuff over the summer, but this is Warren Sharp at Sharp Football on X. You go get his book. It's $30. It's a great deal. I mean, as you can tell, like, this is a preview. This is basically Although it's not a sponsor, this is like a free sponsorship deal because you guys get a little preview of what's in this thing. And if you're betting on football next year, you're gonna want something like this to reference. You guys are Major League Fishing people. All right, that's cool. That works. Okay. Actually, real quick. Okay. What time are we at? Oh, we're making great time. Making great time today, guys. Okay. They went all the way till week 11 until they lost last year. Remember how crazy some of those games were? They even break it down by halves, man. They got home away, who their opponent was, how many points they scored first half, second half, right? Or maybe not. Oh, that's margin and that's points. Okay. And then opponent's points. Oh, okay. Still, that's sweet. Let's see. Chiefs 2025 strength of schedule in detail compared to 2024. See, look at this. They have a really tough. So this is ease for offense, average opponent's defensive rank. So the higher you are up on this, the harder it is. The lower you are, the easier it is. So if you look, I mean, obviously, because they play so many good teams the first half of the season, they're above the 15 here. Like for most of these, this is what 9, 4, 2, 13, 7, 13, 6, 32. Is that when they play the Titans or whatever? 4, 9, 9, 14. So they play top 10 defenses, man. A lot of top 5 defenses. Look at that. That's crazy. What are you guys talking about? The chat spitting on things? I just look over and I'm like, what? What am I reading? Although they don't play many great offenses. So that's interesting. Let's see. So they play the AFC South and the NFC East this year. Plus, they have to play the winners of the other divisions. And then their own division, of course. That's not a good draw either. I mean, they got to play. I mean, granted, you got to play the AFC South. I guess that's a good one if you're going to play the other one. Texans and Colts should give them some fits. Jags, Titans, those are going to be wins. Cowboys game on Thanksgiving, they should win it, but you never know. How many years has it been that the Cowboys, like, isn't it crazy, like, record that the Cowboys have? When's the last time Cowboys won on Thanksgiving? Patriot. Is that what it is? Stay focused, most pro. I'm trying. Just talking about spitting on things in there. Here you go. We'll just to hold you guys over.
You got some tickle bitties and you don't know how to swing? Well, I'm here to help you. Next, you want to tuck your right arm and lay your left arm on top of that mommy milker. Bombs away?
But, I mean, they got to play the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Giants. I mean, that's a win. But then they also got to play the Eagles. That's what, week 2 after playing in Brazil. Ugh. And then they got to play the Commanders pretty early in the season too. Plus the Bills, the Ravens, and the Lions. God. I'm going to leave this up right here. I'll be right back. I got to step away for a second. I'll be right back. Am I the only one that has luck? Am I the only one that lucked out to have kids that wake up at 5 a.m.? God. Oh, I'm good with them. The wiper wheel talking about spitting on things in here. Oh God, I know, right? I know. All right, let's keep going. Let's see. Did the Chiefs rank dead last in EPA on first down passes in the fourth quarter? No, they ranked 21 in EPA for. Okay. These weren't high bars to clear, and in some cases, the Chiefs barely cleared them. But the point is, even if the offense with Patrick Mahomes' injury barely did anything different, simple regression would have helped them perform better in key aspects and win more games in 2024. Then factor in the rest that worked in favor of the Chiefs in 2024. In 2023, the Chiefs played 6 games with less rest than their opponent. But when they played the same or more rest, the Chiefs went 8-2, 7-3 ATS. Chiefs played only 2 games with less rest than their opponents this year. They're fortunate that was the case. Or no, that was last year. They were fortunate that was the case because while they were favored by 7 to 11 points in all those games, they barely won. They were lucky in Week 10 against the Broncos. Yeah, I remember that one. Week 12 against Panthers, they were tied 27-27 before the Chiefs hit a field goal as time expired. It's also embarrassing. Just remind me this year to just make sure in the contest to always pick against the Chiefs. Okay? Just remind me of that. The Chiefs were outgained 336 yards to 212 and averaged a full yard per less per play than the Texans, but the Texans had 8 penalties for 82 yards and missed multiple field goals while the Chiefs hit 100% of their. That game pissed me off. The Texans should have won that game. But the Chiefs reached that moment they've been waiting for with a chance to win the 3rd straight Super Bowl, but they ran into their old nemesis, Vic Fangio. Thanks. Who whooped that ass? Let's see. I'm not going to linger on that singular result and report. That game doesn't factor in how I perceive the 2025 Chiefs. Okay, well, let's get to this season, man. Tell us what you think. Strength of schedule, game timing, analyzing rest and prep inequality in the 2025 schedule. Now we're getting to the heart of it. Now we're getting to the juicy stuff. There's 5 games that the Chiefs' opponents have over a week to prep. 4 games they play where opponent has less than a week to prep. Team have 4 games where they have the teams has rest disadvantage. 5 games where the team has a rest advantage. Team plays a short week on a road game. Team plays off road Sunday night, Monday Night Football. 2 of those. Team's bye week is negated 1. Oh, he's going to make an argument for both. So their over-under is 11.5 wins. Here's an argument of why you should bet the under, like me. There are some concerns for Kansas City on the offensive line. Joe Thuney was a foundational piece who was traded away. And Jawan Taylor is coming off a poor season. Taylor's 5.3 pressure rate was 36 at the position. He racked up 19 penalties, tied for the most. Dude, that guy, he gets the worst penalties at the worst times. The offensive line is a concern, though. First round offensive tackle Josh Simmons could provide a boost if he's healthy to start the season. Could, but not only is it a new team, and we've seen you have to mesh, these big boys have to mesh on the line, but we've seen that rookies don't usually. I mean, even Joe Wall, I mean, he had a good season, but like he's not going to be what he is in 3 seasons from now. Ooh, making salsa today. Let's go, Patriot. Let's go. The Chiefs got lucky a few times in one-score games last year. Oh, you think? They were the only team in the league to not lose a one-score game, and they managed to pull out 11 of them. I would say that's a little bit more than lucky. This included a game-saving defensive pass interference call against the Bengals. That's what it was. It wasn't catch. It was pass interference. A blocked field goal that as time expired on the Broncos, and they were inches away from letting the Ravens tie the game at the end of regulation and opener. Oh, my God, yeah. He had that touchdown. Their record in close game is likely to regress. The Chiefs' expected win total was only 10 based on point differential last season. They won 5 more games than expected, something that is not surprising given their performance in one-score games. As noted above, they will have to be more dominant in 2025 to make another run at the number 1 seed. Yeah, that's going to be tough. Get him out of here. Good job, guys. Proud of you. Look at that. Look at that. Get him out of here. Why bet the over? Kansas City still has Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, which means they will probably be a threat in the AOC. Mahomes threw 18 touchdowns to 2 interceptions over his final 9 games last season and led the team to 15-1 record. As long as these men are leading the team, they will be the top contender in the AOC. And that's really what it is. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, you're fine. But with that shaky new offensive line, God forbid Mahomes twists an ankle or something, they can go downhill real fast. Although they do got my boy Gardner Minshew. He could. The run defense led by Chris Jones is spectacular. The unit ranked 2nd in the league and added Jerry Tillery to the mix as a rotational piece. The pass rush is also quite good. They're ranked 11th in pressure, but only managed 39 sacks. If the defensive line gets more production this season, it'll be a problem for the rest of the league. Well, yeah. I mean, that's anyone, though. Chiefs were never really healthy at wide receiver last season, losing Rashee Rice in week 4 and getting just 2 games out of Marquise Brown before the playoffs. The return of Rice and Brown paired with the potential step forward from Xavier Worthy following the strong finish to his rookie season could give Kansas City the quality receiver group they have lacked for several seasons. So there you go. Yeah, but I mean, their defense is legit still, but man, that schedule. Ugh. It's going to be tough to play those 2 games in 4 days or whatever on Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's tough, especially for defensive players. Let's see. The Chiefs believe they can overcome a lack of talent at running back, and mostly they've been correct. But the lack of explosive ability in the backfield is concerning. Kansas City running backs gained 10 or more yards at a league worst 4.7% clip in 2024. Yikes. Maybe that SMU boy can get it done, though. Andy Reid is our top-ranked coach for the 4th consecutive year, and his 3rd straight time it has been unanimous. Wow. Let's see. What is this? KC -4. I'm looking back at the Chiefs' 2024 season. I don't think about the Super Bowl blowout. I'm trying to predict how this team performs in 2025. So I'm looking at the entire Chiefs season, but unlike many people who see a great 15-2 season ruined by a Super Bowl loss, I see the team truly leaves me with questions and concern. Let's start with the record: 15-2, most wins in franchise history. But they were 11-0 in one-score games. That is tied for the best mark in the one-score game since 1990, and likely NFL history. Much was made about how slim margin the Chiefs had in these games. Every one-score win was a one-score loss, and vice versa, flip-flop. The Chiefs would have been 4-13 last year. Yikes. They would have been tied the worst record in the NFL with the Browns and Panthers. That's not a good omen. And while there were a few games, see, this is like this is why I like this stuff. Sharp gives you all the stuff, but he's being real when it comes down to the end. You know what I mean? Like, hey, well, it's 11-0 and one-score games, not going to happen again. Yeah, we're going to see after the first 6 games. That's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. The Chiefs led by 7+ points entering the 4th quarter just 6 times all year. Wow. Chiefs led by 10+ points entering the 4th quarter just 3 times. Other teams, like the Lions, Packers, Ravens, Vikings, led by 10+ points in 8 to 10 games. Wow. A lot of charts. A lot of fun little charts here. Don't have a problem with Casey's defense. Got a problem with Mahomes and his pet zebras. What up, Max? Yeah, just don't spam. Just don't spam. Welcome in, buddy. Let's see. They have pass heat maps. What? Success rate by a location on the field? At one point, the Chiefs used to aggressively hunt downfield, but that was long ago. Out of 192 team seasons since 2019, the Chiefs ranked number 89 in rate of, or 189 in rate of passes thrown, 15+ air yards, 15% of the time. Contrarily, they ranked number 2 of 192 in rate of passes thrown at or behind the line of scrimmage. 31% of the time they throw at or behind the line of scrimmage. That is silly. That is silly. Chiefs average this last year was 6.3 air yards per attempt, tied for the lowest in the NFL. Yeah, they weren't looking to strike downfield that much. This is another concern. In combination of this and previous concern is scary. Not converting on early downs and not trying to be explosive leads to increased importance of being perfect on third downs. They completed 50% of their third downs over the season. That is insane. Only 8 offenses have been better in the last 25 years. Wow. Immediate impact of Kansas City. See, I don't believe draft impact. I don't believe rookies make a difference. I really don't. So we can go ahead and skip that part. Dude, they really get into this, huh? We're not going to go through all that. But just look at all this data you get. Oh, charts, graphs, numbers, nicely worded paragraphs. Yeah, they strike downfield using flags. Ooh, they even got fantasy football advice in here. Let's see. What do they say? Defensive outlook. Okay. This is interesting to break down. Short yard intelligence. When it was second and short, they ran the ball 57% of the time, which is less than the NFL average, 66% of the time. So basically, you get them in second and short, you kind of have a little advantage that you're probably going to see a quick short pass somewhere. Something to note if you're a defensive coordinator out there playing the Chiefs. Ooh, they break down their weekly snaps played. Travis Kelce played 70 snaps against the Buccaneers. That is crazy. Got your red zone target leaderboard. Good to know for fantasy purposes. If they were, so look at that. If they were close, like within 10 yards or within 5 yards of the red zone or the end zone, Travis Kelce got targeted only 9 times. But if they're in that 11 to 20 yard range, he got targeted 17 times. Xavier, no, who is it? Yeah, it looks like Xavier Worthy and DeAndre Hopkins were the most targeted when they were within 10 yards. 5 times they went to DeAndre Hopkins when they were within 5. That's crazy. Let's see. Mahomes and Reed made some changes offensively, and he was throwing even quicker in 2024. He had the 5th fastest time to throw, 4th highest percent of throws within 2 seconds, 7th highest of throws within 2.5 seconds. Chiefs ranked 14 in points scored per game, not even averaging 21 per game. 16 in yards per game, averaging only 328 yards per game. The real story of the Chiefs offense is that they were a team dedicated to sustaining. They were not explosive, ranking 32 in explosive play rate, but they were masters of driving the ball, and they started small. While they weren't skipping third downs, they were setting up short third down distances. He says, personally, I don't think that is a sustainable model because it requires perfection on third down too often, and numbers back me up. But that was the 2024 Chiefs. So my concern is, do they revert back to their old ways, or is this a new philosophy? Another concerning statistic last year related to the Chiefs in the red zone. If you're going to be an offense lacking explosiveness, you're not going to score from distance. Thus, you better be solid in the red zone, and the Chiefs were not, which is why so many games they played against inferior competition ended in narrow wins. While the offense was number 2 best in the NFL at driving the ball into the red zone, their biggest trouble was scoring when there. Oh yeah, no, I hear you, Mighty Megatron. I hear you. What up, Dirt? Vacation went well, but today is the day. I'm glad you had a good vacation, Dirt. Glad you had a good vacation. Their red zone TD rate was only 53.8%, an all-time low for the Chiefs under Reed. That ranked 22nd in the NFL. They were behind Anthony Richardson's Colts and just ahead of Will Levis's Titans. That's how bad they were in the red zone. Wow. Oh yeah, it's Superman Day. You get to go see Superman? Hope you enjoy it, buddy. Let's see. Oh, he's going to give him a grade of A. Basically says it doesn't matter how tough their stuff is, they're going to still win the division and compete in the playoffs. Time flies, dude. Remember when he was cast and I talked about it? Yeah, I do. So yeah, Warren Sharp thinks that they're going to be okay. He has concerns, but he basically thinks the Chiefs are going to be okay. I think the Chiefs are not. I think it's going to be a tough year. Imagine if the Cowboys had that luxury. I know, right? Right? I'm tired, man. But there you have it. We previewed the Chiefs. I didn't realize it was going to go that long, but that was interesting. A lot of good stats and stuff in there. But that is it today. Thank you for everyone reposting this video, liking it, sharing it out there. Thank you once again to Irish Whips and Arm Drags for the $1.99 super chat. Appreciate you, buddy. Derp, enjoy Superman today. Everyone over on Rumble. We'll hope you guys have a good day. Thanks for being here today. Everything I see about the movie is positive, Will. Well, you get to determine that yourself tonight. How about that? You guys have a good day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, bright and early, 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until then, good luck, good gambling, and game on.